Hey, 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 hey. This is Dan coming to you live from Japan. And you know what time it is? It's that magic time, always in the evening for me, but now it's not as late because we don't have daylight savings time in Asia. And that is the Ergo AMA. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And with me, I have Quality Extreme from Audi, however you pronounce it, and there you go, Audi, or the four rings of power. And we have Alex Kushti coming to us from his. I still think he's above us in a space station. That is, he's floating above us in orbit. I still think in a synchronous orbit. Yeah,
right.
But he says he's back home. He says he's back home. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So we're here to answer the tough questions, especially QX and Alex. He just came back from vacation, so we're not gonna bug him too much. But QX, you're here to you're gonna be pressed. Right. You're gonna be pressed.
I like it when you press me, Dan.
All right. Well, so what's been going on, QX?
You want me to start? All right, I'll start. Fantastic. So lots of things this week, lots of busy things. We had the Ergo community vote finish, and I just want to pause for one moment to formally apologize to Kushti for missing his Bitcoin relay project in the community votes. When I did it, I pulled all the things from the folders, and I missed his folder, and I put them up, and as soon as the votes ended, the day after the votes ended, Kushti's like, where's the Bitcoin relay in the community votes? And I was like, oh, fuck my life. So I'm sorry, Kushti.
You messed up,
Is it about the relay only? Or maybe you need to check for some other projects? I don't know.
It was just a relay, yeah. There were only there were 10 projects with the relay. There were 9 before the relay, so yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That is pretty messed up. QX.
I know it's pretty bad.
We're gonna have to have a talk about this at Rare Evo.
It's rough. But we announced all the winners for the community vote. There's about 6,700 ergs that are going to be distributed to the Sigmanauts are now voting on how to distribute that. So if you have any ideas, that's a job of the Sigmanauts, is to listen to the community. So feel free to pitch ideas to the Sigs on how best to distribute those 6,700 tokens, ergs to the community. And then, of course, we're still waiting on the Ergo Foundation results for the official rankings for that. So that'll be exciting to see. What else? Rosen BTC Bridge is live. That's absolutely amazing. That happened on Friday. That's really exciting. And they came out with a couple fixes for the Watcher nodes recently as well. One's on pause now, but the latest update allows to use RPC username passwords if you're running your own Bitcoin node, which I appreciate. I'm running one on Umbrel, so that was really nice. And on top of that, for the SIGs mining pool, last night I just added BTC to it. We were testing with Rosen, just straight up Rosen token. But last night I added BTC and I pointed my miner to it with that configuration. And this morning we found a block, and an hour later it paid out me in 9 cents with the BTC because I didn't have my miner on for very long. More in the TX soon, I guess, price. What else? We have Trade House that came out. That's really, really cool. If you guys haven't seen that, that's part of Auction House from Unreal. It's a order book decks right off of Auction House. So you can go there, you can create your own liquidity pair, essentially with whatever percentage you want of a fee, and then or just use what's there and add it to the books for that. So that's cool. For now, it's just limit orders, but I think everybody knows how to do a market buy on limit orders. You just, put your price astronomical and it buys whatever it is up until there. So similar thing, you just don't have a market buy button. What else? Let me put this in chat too. Mark made something really cool that I want you guys to see. There we go. It's not done yet, but there's a website for roadmaps, and he did a bunch of work stringing this up. He gives you a really cool visualization of Ergo and the roadmaps. So I just put that in chat. Another thing that happened this week, we have, or last week as well, I don't know what was mentioned though, Captain Nemo came out with a version of Nautilus called Abyss. And what Abyss is going, it's essentially a rewrite to appease Chrome and be able to continue to be listed in the Chrome store. So a lot of work went into that. It was a lot of busy time for them. I just put the link in the chat. And the cool thing about this is that he's going to push new features to that. And he's already done 2 new features to it. One of the cool features is a community-run blacklist list. So I'm going to put that in chat as well. And what that does, if you use Ergo Explorer at all, you can flag tokens as not suitable for work or scammy. And after 10 flags, I think by different community wallets, it will automatically activate it. We take that stream from there. Rustin has written a script that checks that and does that, or you can add it directly to that YAML file I just put in GitHub, and Captain Nemo's Nautilus wallet just reads that YAML file. So you can go in the back end of Nautilus, click I don't want to see NSFW tokens, or I don't want to see scam tokens, and they're just hidden from your wallet. You never see them. So if you have a kid and you don't want them to get like BBC tokens in their wallet, you can check that box and you don't have to worry about your kid or your wife, coming across those kind of images in your wallet if you so desire. I think that's about it. That's all I got, guys. How about you, Dan or Christy?
Well, let's see. What do I have? Many things, actually. Right. So, well, we got Ergo hacked. How did that go?
That was 4 days of intense coding at the end and almost a divorce by my wife. So I think it went okay.
Yeah. It's almost, it's.
But the projects were absolutely amazing. Like I think this is one of the Ergo hacks where almost every project was like, holy cow, that's really, really cool. We got like crystal pools. We got random number generator. What else? We've got Wallet Wonderland, which was a really cool survey that came out for all the wallets getting the information. Moria Finance. I don't think people know enough about Moria Finance. I tested it with MGPi and LGD. If you guys are familiar with what's it called? Minotaur multi-sigs, where you have to keep, I mean, I love it. Beautiful wallet, but you have to kind of keep an Excel file and pass your commitments back and forth between each other so that you can go down the commitment and back up the sign. Well, what Moria does is it lets you connect to the site with a Nautilus wallet, and it uses that, of course, as your key, but it does the rest in itself. So it creates a multi-sig right there, and then it facilitates you communicating with a multi-sig and passing it off to somebody else. So all you have to do is go to the site, type in a bunch of wallets that you want part of the multi-sig, determine the threshold. It then creates a multi-sig contract, and your buddies go to the site, they connect with their wallet, and it just round robins everything. So it's very automated, very cool. So that's very exciting too. What else? Analog Ergo, the swap protocol, also cranking away. Duck Pools has an amazing video if you guys watch that. Crystal Pool as well, which is kind of a peer-to-peer order book system, if I'm not mistaken. And did I miss anything? Bitcoin Relay, absolutely amazing project.
as usually missed,
Yeah. Thanks for that, QX. Yeah, I think somebody said that. Yeah, there we go. Rugged by QX. Haven't been. There we go.
So a lot of massive projects. So Crystal Pool. Yeah, actually, it's kind of fast order books DEX with centralized matcher, but it's not non-custodial. So no need to trust any funds with it. Then option pools, very interesting. Moria Finance is a new step towards convenient multi-sig. And actually, after the Ergo hack, so C8 did a personal hackathon with
block coding. That was amazing. Yeah.
Personal reward set by me. And so, now we have possibility to make some multi-signature and time lock contracts without any coding, and even getting an application without any coding. That's absolutely massive. So I haven't seen anything like that around in EVM or whatever. because I guess that's purely the Ergo thing. So we also have upcoming anniversary, and for the anniversary, well, I'm going to explain why this is possible in Ergo, so hopefully. So I'm going to present, well, how Ergo trees, Sigma trees are done under the hood, how they're interpreted, and, what are possibilities here. Looking forward to anniversary, and it's already announced, right? Like officially.
I think they just announced it. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, so for anniversary, we'll have a lot of videos, including some from people from outside, like academia and nervous R&D folks. And then, we'll have also 2 Twitter spaces. So one on future of proof of work and another on next 5 years of the Ergo protocols development and the ecosystem. So, stay tuned and check the announcements. Have you seen? Actually, yeah, so I just saw title, but haven't clicked it yet.
Yeah. Ergoversary coming up.
Let me add before I get more flack. I don't want to forget Rosenport for like their bus going over Rosen Bridge project, as well as Huangian's from Cornell doing some kind of how to integrate and involve college students into the blockchain. So I just wanted to mention those so that I covered everybody. Don't want to fuck up 10 times this weekend.
All right. Yeah, so Rosenport is looking very interesting.
Too late, QX, too late.
And by the way, there was a message from MHS from yesterday saying that EVM code base is basically ready, but it needs to be merged and some dependencies updated, all the stuff. Then testing, and then also set up ceremony again, right? Anyway, it is close, and it would be a next big step for both Rosen and the whole Ergo ecosystem, because, with EVM connection, so it will be possible to bring stable coins at least, right, and other assets from Ethereum and EVM chains to Ergo, and bring Ergo to EVM to get it listed on Uniswap and so on to use in Ethereum DeFi, and also Ergo assets like CQSD and Dexy, which is also coming, Gleon, which is also coming, and so on. So a lot of possibilities, and it also will be a bridge between Cardano and EVM, right, using Ergo as data layer.
Yep.
So that's quite exciting.
That's going to be exciting because you know what? We can use it too at Zengate. That was the plan all along. We're going to utilize it for evil deeds. No. Our good deeds. They're going to be good deeds. I promise. Oh, QX, you don't have to give me that look. It's going to be okay.
And even it will be possible to even bring a new kind of wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum, right? And by the way, from what I know in regards with assumptions, it would be the most trustless wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite amazing. So buying a new chain, you're opening actually not one, but many bridges, right?
Right. Yeah. You're times how many are there? Correct. You're not just opening one. Really cool.
Yeah. So.
All right. So a lot of exciting stuff. We're actually once again, I can't really say much because it's coming up in about, I think, like 6 hours or something like that. We're gonna be letting people know what we've been up to.
You doing an announcement of an announcement?
Yeah, this
Daniel?
is again an announcement of an announcement. Yeah. That's how the space works. You have to do a bunch of announcements of an announcement after you do the announcement, and then when you do the announcement, you have to, add to the announcement and announce other things that are after the announcement. So that's how it works. But it's only a few hours away, and it is going to be, like I said, it's going to be really cool for Ergo. It's going to be new innovative tooling for Ergo, which is um, always exciting. It's going to be always it's a great addition, I think. And yeah, Shashir and Luca, I think they've outdone themselves with this solution. So I'm just excited to show it to people. Oh, and the Palm public sale is starting on the 24th. And so there's a referral program. And so we included ERG as referral bonuses. So if anybody's interested in that, and you got some peeps you want to send that way, you can earn ERG. I think that's a nice incentive. And just extremely excited about the Bitcoin bridge going live. There's a lot of chatter about that. Really excited about the EVM bridge. Although I'm just kind of like sitting there and saying, come on, MHS, come on, finish. So yeah, but that one is going to be fun because we actually have some EVM assets that we wanted to kind of be able to move between UTXO and EVM. So that would be really, I think, really helpful. Plus, I think it's going to be crucial for remittances on the platform. Because we're going to be able to do a lot more remittances. Of course, we're going to be using SigUSD. We're also going to be using Mihan or Moneta or Monatello as they rebranded USDM. But also it'd be nice to be able to use other wrapped assets for other wrapped stables for payment. Also been looking into Gluon and Dexy Gold for potentially utilizing it on the platform. So just a lot of exciting stuff. We've actually been kind of thinking about how to create synthetic commodities on Ergo, which would be kind of fun, I think.
Like perps?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually interesting.
Yeah. No, it's something that I actually want to talk to you about, Kushti, at a less sunny time. But yeah, we've been thinking about doing that, and I think that's another really cool tech that we can build on Ergo, I think, fairly well, and then be able to move it across with Rosen to other ecosystems. So just a lot of cool stuff happening. Actually, I haven't had a chance to go through all the Ergo hack entries, but excited to do that, to check that out. Still, once again, getting pumped for August for Rare Evo. We're gonna have a nice little erg click over there, Ergo click.
Oh, it's gonna be a click, all right, Dan.
Yeah. So it's gonna be clickety clack. All right. Anyways, that's about it from me. Obviously, still working on all the stuff that I'm working on. Talking to some peeps, getting that funding into the ecosystem. But that's kind of a slow burn right now since it's it's like the market drops 5% and everybody freaks out. So you need to give it a little bit more time. Anyway, though, this it will happen, I think. So let's get to some questions. All right.
And the last note. So please try Trade House. I actually made my first orders there, and the whole experience is great. So, and I'm waiting that soon there will be some arbitrage between Spectrum and Trade House because, well, it is possible. Just someone needs to do off-chain part for it. Looking for liquidity and making matching transactions. Shared liquidity ahead, and that means great trading experience. So please try Trade House.
You reviewed those contracts or that contract, didn't you, Krishti?
A little bit, yeah. So I made my review in the middle of the Ergo hack, so probably need for another round. But yeah, actually, I didn't find anything suspicious. And contracts are pretty straightforward, and actually, we did something similar back in 2020. So initially we had order book contracts since like 2018, but then the first DEX was AMM because, well, simplicity of UI, all that stuff.
Yeah. So we got a question here from Adam Jones. Can BTC be sent through the bridge, the Rosen Bridge, from an exchange address and also vice versa?
Not in this version. You need a wallet connector when you what's it called? When you start your first your left-hand side. So if you choose Cardano, it pops up with a connect wallet to Cardano. If you choose Ergo, same thing, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it is using some exotic wallet for Bitcoin still, right? Like XDeFi. It would be good actually to support Electrum and all that stuff. Then, I will start to use it because I'm using Electrum only since like 2016.
Yeah, actually, I used that one. Yeah, I have been using that one continuously since 2016, actually, as well.
Yeah, you're right. It's using XDeFi, Krishti. I get nervous when I recognize people are comfortable with exchanges, but my old pathway used to be for acquiring ergs in the US. It used to be buy ADA on an exchange and put it through SimpleSwap or those kind of sites. And there's been a couple times for speed, I've sent it right from the exchange to SimpleSwap. But holy shit, if that doesn't make me nervous as hell the entire time. I feel like if something happens on SimpleSwap Center and they send it back to the exchange, then I have to deal with the exchange on, that's my funds, give it back. Here's a transaction, that kind of thing. It's not something I want to deal with. So I maybe for ease of use, Rosen will do that, but I definitely would not use that feature. Definitely fan of self-custodial wallets where I connect it and I say I say what goes.
Yeah, no, I just get Ergo and CoinX. I don't know, it's just been the easiest for me. Just do CoinX, get some Bitcoin, spend some Bitcoin, buy it on CoinX. It works. It works wonders. It's actually, I'll tell you, it's one of the least confusing interfaces out there for exchanges that I've seen, which is pretty bad because it's still a little bit confusing sometimes with all the pop-ups. But yeah, I tried these other ones, and it just every single time it's just like I'm like, oh god, what are you talking about? I just want to buy some crypto. I don't want to, I don't want to go through all this entire circus. No circus, please. Can I have the no circus version of your exchange? Just like buy erg, different types of buys, and that's it. That's all I want.
Just a command line version of a central exchange, Dan.
Something like that. It's just like I'm telling you, it's like going to Coney Island sometimes. They're just like all this, all this shit spinning around and lights flashing and stuff, and you just look at okay. How do I check where's my wallet? Come on. Where's my wallet? Like, okay. Now, where's the button?
Then sometimes some sites you have central exchange. You have to swap from a main wallet to a trade wallet, and then you do the trade wallet. Then you have to pull out the trade back to the main wallet.
I don't use those sites anymore. That's why, that's why CoinX. I like CoinX because it's still very simple. Just like you just send crypto there. It all stays in one place. Withdraw it from there, and that's it. Yeah, it's I saw those guys in Hong Kong, where there were a little bit was a bit of an odd interaction. Like, hey guys, I like your exchange. Use your exchange. Oh yeah, great. Like, yeah. We listed with you. We got Ergo listed. It's like, oh, okay. Like, can I have some of these stickers? Uh, sure. Okay. And it's just like, what?
But actually, probably those guys were from VIBTC. So I reached CoinEx booth at token 2049. But actually, guys were from VIBTC Capital because, yeah, it's basically the same.
Is that why they were so weird? I think actually, yeah, I think I saw them I think it was a token 2049 when I was when you and I and MHS were there.
Yeah, but actually, most of folks at that booth were from VIBTC Capital.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, because I was just like, I mean, is it okay for me to keep using your exchange? Okay. Like, what? It was just a really odd interaction. I'm like, well, don't get up. It's okay. I mean, it's all right. Sorry to bother you. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So CoinEx is a part of VIBTC holding, which is including one of the biggest Bitcoin mining pools. Also, Bitcoin Cash, probably, right? And also venture capital firm VIBTC Capital. They have via wallet, which is having Ergo, but no support for custom tokens, so it's not popular in the community.
Yeah. Well, but at least they don't play bullshit games with Erg. It's just very straightforward with them. I think with buying Erg and then holding Erg and then getting it off of there. It's just you can swap it. They got a swap as well, so you can like swap it.
Actually, it's the great. So maybe, I agree. It's maybe one of the best spot exchanges because these days many exchanges are trying to drive you to leverage trading, futures, all that stuff, right? So they are hiding spot trading, and so that they're trying to seduce you into that.
Yeah, because I just really don't. I don't mess with that stuff. I really don't. I just do spot trading. If I do anything, I just like leveraging and futures and all. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm also not playing those casino games, but yeah, it seems centralized exchanges currently are relying on that mostly, right? On turning the users into gamblers using highest leverage possible, playing with futures, all those complex instruments, and losing money mostly on them.
I mean, go to MEXC and log in, and it looks like a casino, for God's sake. I mean,
that's the thing. I was when Ergo got listed in MEXC, I wanted to go on there and buy some Erg, and I just go on there and I'm like, the what now? What? How do I buy? Like, what is this? Like, no, I don't want that. No, I no, I don't. No, I don't want any herbal Viagra. I'm like, it's just where do I buy? Come on. And then Huobi was also another one. Huobi was, they had this like weird thing where, and I don't know if they still have it because I haven't used them for a while, but they used to have this like setting where you had to actually, if you had a sell order or a buy order, you had to set the volume. So at what volume does the order execute? And so one time I didn't set the volume and it like liquidated me. And I'm just like, and it literally liquidated me because there was some weird like spike. It was like a micro crash on their exchange. It was a micro crash. And I'm just like, what is this shit? Like, what do you mean? Oh, it went below your set price. I'm like, when? Like, no, it didn't. Like, look, these are the daily charts. No, it didn't go. It's like, yeah. So and then I look at it. It's like a micro crash, and because it didn't set my volume, it liquidated it. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that, guys. It's all right. Thank you. Thanks for playing. Anyway, simplicity. I want simplicity. All right, let's see. Okay, so here's a question from Vadim. What can you do with RSBTC here? What advantages RSBTC has over WBTC except allocation? Well, how about you take that one, QX?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you could lend RSBTC out on Sigmafy. You could lend. I don't think it's on duck pools yet, is it? Let's see. I think they may be waiting for version 2, perhaps.
I think they are having voting now on adding RSBTC, and it seems they will add it. So it is
Soon.
So voting was supportive. Yeah, I checked it like yesterday, and it was supportive.
So those are two platforms you could earn yield on right at that point. You could also add it to liquidity pool on Spectrum or CrooksFi or ErgoDex, even add it to an order book pair on TradeHouse. Make some yield off that. So there's lots of yield opportunities right out of the gate immediately on Ergo, at least. Kushni, what were you saying?
Yeah, so you can trade on TradeHouse, right? So you can provide liquidity on Spectrum. Yeah, you can lend it, borrow it, and so on. So yeah, a lot of possibilities. So I know. So you can use it to accumulate funds, right? To buy ERC during the dips, for example. So instead of USD, you can use BTC. Right, and so a lot of possibilities already.
And I would say the difference between WBTC and RSBTC are the assumptions. Rosen, it's fairly clear how that functions. It's, we even had either not a fraudulent, but maybe a mistaken transaction try to go through the Rosen Bridge yesterday or the day before, which kind of jacked the fee up. So if that would have passed through, it would have given a ton of Rosen to the watchers, by accident, of course, or intentional. I don't know. I don't think we dug down to the bottom of that, which one it was. But the guards, the beauty of the 2-layer system right there is the watchers pushed it through. The guards looked at it and were like, nope, something's up. Sorry, we're going to fail it. So that's the beauty of the system. And beyond that, the watchers are made up of, on Bitcoin, it's 30 or some watchers at the moment, maybe plus. Ergo, it's 80 or 90. Cardano, it's maybe similar amount to Ergo. So you have all these people that are incentivized not to have their permits slashed. You have guards that are incentivized not to have their deposit slashed, which is not a small deposit in the future. So the assumptions are very clear with how Rosen Bridge works. Again, on Ethereum, on Cardano, on Bitcoin, you're only dealing with a multi-sig wallet on that side. So it's going to be as good as that trust is for the security of the multi-sig wallet. Whereas if you're using other bridges or other wrap tokens, there may be more centralized trust involved in those kind of solutions. And we've all heard how those work out for people in the past. So I would say Rosen BTC on that alone is why I would trust my Bitcoin over the bridge wrap there as opposed to WBTC.
Yeah, so WBTC is just a centralized gateway, right? So basically one trusted party. So it's there were attempts to do better bridging like RAN, but it was closed source. So they claimed like thousands of participants in multi-sig via MPC, but when it's closed source, so how can you trust those claims? Any claims. And then if it's about centralized gateway, then anything could happen, like hack, crackdown.
Disgruntled employee.
Yeah, employee. And like anything.
Yeah, anything's possible. I mean, here at the guards, at least, I think the original talk was about $75,000 for collateral to become a guard. As I said in the past, for the initial guards, Rosen is holding that amount until it gets to 75, and then the guards will start making funds beyond that. But that's a lot of money for definitely for the SIGs at least to get slashed. So you're facilitating trust, because you have skin in the game there. Whereas a central exchange, central entity, central party, I'm not touching that shit.
Yeah. No, so, keep things decentralized. It's just it's better for the environment and better for you. Just you don't have to worry as much about single points of failure, which is always a good thing. All right, I'm going to answer a quick Palmyra question. So with PC and performance, so with Palmyra, will it make all kinds of goods and produce tradable from all regions? Yes. So basically, the aim is to have a wide range of commodities. Now, produce is I mean, potentially we can do that later on. The problem with produce is obviously shelf life. So the commodities traded on the platform would probably need to have a longer shelf life because it's access to worldwide markets, right? So that's what Palmyra is about. So it's not, it's a lot easier to basically do commodity trading with things like, nuts, grains, and teas and things like that than, like apples, right? Or strawberries or something. Not to say that that's not going to be something that we're going to be doing in the future, but at this point, we are working with commodities that are that have a long or have a prolonged shelf life. So, and then the next question here is, how can people register to be listed? So to get listed on Palmyra, all you have to do is go to Palmyra.app. So it's, just type in Palmyra.app in the browser and just sign up as a buyer. I mean, that's all you do. Then our onboarding team is going to contact you. You go through a business KYB, and you get onboarded onto the platform, and you're off to the races. And another question, let's see, another question from the same person. PCN performance is actually something that somebody else was asking, I think. When can anyone become a watcher? They said they've been on the site twice, but with no luck. Can you all explain the watch requirements and payouts? So, QX, you want to take that one?
This for Rosen?
Yeah, for Rosen.
Yeah. Oh. Anybody can be a watcher. You're not seeing my face right now because of Christy went off. Christy accidentally went offline. So what happened? My booming voice. Christy went offline and it shifted him. And Andy's probably got a baby in his hand, so he's not sliding me over.
Wow.
I can.
Move to your left more.
Oh, perfect.
More. Okay, no. Move to your right. Move to your right. To the right. The other way. The other way. Not like yeah. Okay, more. There you go. Too much. There. Okay. Talk like that. Now I can see your face. Talk like that. Yeah.
That's perfect. All right, I'll lean over like this. So to run a watcher, it's fairly simple. I have some videos up for version 1 and then some upgrade videos for version 2. MGPie made a video for Linux, and I think Ergo Utilities made a Mac tutorial to do it. Essentially, you need 800 ergs and at least 33,000 Rosen. So the initial lock for your Watcher ID tokens is 30,000 Rosen and 800 ergs. Once you lock that up from your Watcher application, you then, you can then add permits at 3,000 Rosen a piece, and you lock those up. And essentially how it works is depending on if you're in Bitcoin or Ergo or Cardano, let's take Bitcoin, for instance. You are watching the Bitcoin chain for a certain action to happen. And once that action happens, Cushy's back. There we go. I can go back here.
No, that's Dan Friedman. Oh wait. Oh, hey, it's QX. Hey, QX. What's up? You look like Kushti. Oh, now I'm Kushti. Hello, everybody.
This is great.
This is Alex. Yeah. Okay.
Yo, it's me, Dan, everybody. How's it going?
This is Alex. I'd like to hey, let me wear my Hi, this is Alex.
Sorry, guys.
There we
I
go.
yeah,
Christy,
I would like
Christy switched chairs. We're
I
almost there.
think I
He's
think
getting
Christy
there.
was just like, okay, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Okay, so then it watches for a
This is
certain action on the
Cushy through the eyes of a blind man right now.
It watches a certain action happen on chain, and when that action happens, it files a report on the Ergo side always, and then the guards look for that after a consensus and reach a consensus and check it out, and then they pass a transaction through, and you are then awarded after a certain amount of time. You're allocated a certain amount of the reward percentage, and then you're not actually paid that reward until you go out and get another thing. It's kind of done in that second transaction that you go out and get. So you may see that, well, I've won 50 Rosen in rewards for the last thing. How come I'm not paid out yet? Well, it needs to wait until it goes out and grabs it, and the next time it does a report. So there's sometimes a misconception there, but it's fairly easy. You know, there's you can DM me if you need help setting one up. Or hop in the Rosen channel, and one of the guards or myself will be there as well to help you out. CW's around sometimes to help as well in there, so there should be lots of support to get you started. But the base thing is 800 ergs, 30,000 plus 3,000 per permit for the Watcher ID. And oops,
And
over here again.
And you're gone again, QX.
No, I moved over again. There we go. But yeah, check it out. BTC was a little more complicated because the public explorers are a little slow and they rate limit you. So mine would continuously get maybe 10 blocks behind while it got rate limited and brought back up. So what I did was I installed Umbrel, which is like a Linux-based OS, and it just sits headless over here.
All right.
Behind my desk, and it runs
do you hear me, guys?
Bitcoin on. We do, Kirsty. You're good.
Yes.
Yeah, now we do.
My device got discharged, so yeah, I'm now joining from my laptop.
You moved down to the kitchen, Kirsty. Perfect.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
to my laptop.
So that's how you become a watcher. There's no limit anymore. I think the limit was 75 or something at start, but now it's fully open for now. I think the soft limit's like 999 or something like that in the code. So you're good if you want to try it.
Alex, I feel very close to you right now.
All right, yeah. So
There we go.
next question.
Wow.
I guess.
Well, QX, Alex looks like he can eat you alive right now.
Does I need to get bigger? There we go.
Yeah. You need to pump up a little bit. All right, here's a good question. What are security ramifications if RSN ends up with a market cap higher than ERG?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Kirsty, you take that one.
But yeah, well, what's the problem? So
Well, the problem is, right, so I guess the problem would be, I think what they're trying to imply is, let's say ERG is not profitable for mining and the hash rate goes down, so security of the Ergo network goes down, essentially. But then you have this very highly valuable asset that relies on the security of Ergo that's priced higher than actual Ergo's market cap. So it'd be interesting what would happen there, I guess. I mean, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen, but yeah.
yeah, but Ergo here is different from other blockchains, even, right? So miners will get some RSN eventually, right, with storage rent. Like
That
some
is true.
forgotten RSN, all that stuff. So then, yeah, I mean, eventually, so miners will get some RSN, right, as well as other tokens. So then, yeah, the bigger tokens on Ergo would be the better for Ergo security as well, right, in the long term. Then in short term, yeah, it's pretty much like for other blockchains, but I don't know. So maybe those things are linked, right? So with growing RSN market cap, so you're also getting growing Ergo market cap, right?
Yeah, that would be the hope, right? They'd have to enter into Ergo to purchase that, which would cause the price of Ergo to go up. But then, of course, they'd swap for Rosen once they were in via Erg. So I think you'd still see a rising tide there on everything. I mean, you got to remember, Rosen started from just started, guys. So it's got a lot of room to grow, in my opinion. So of course, it's going to continue on that arc, in my non-financial advice opinion.
Which apparently still doesn't save you from legal ramifications.
Oh, really? It doesn't? Am I in trouble?
Yeah. I know. I read that a while back. It's like, all the whole Web3 space loves the whole, NFA, not financial advice, like is going to save them, and it like literally does nothing.
Okay, how about I say don't buy crypto, don't buy anything. Mine it. I can say don't buy crypto. If you use a rocket emoji,
you're in trouble. Okay, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, you're done.
Everybody convert your electricity to ergs. That's my advice. That's my financial advice.
All right, let's go to another question here. Okay, so all right, so what do you think about this one, QX? Ergo could get USDC pairs on exchanges were listed on relatively quick if shit hits the fan due to Mica, right?
Let's let Kushti answer that one.
Yeah, well,
I feel like I've talked too much.
But I don't know much about Mica even, so what's that?
Oh,
the European thing?
Yeah, it's like European regulations.
And what's the... So I don't quite following, to be honest.
Well, how about you, QX? How about you take that one if you know all about the Mica?
I'm not familiar with the Mica. I'm in the US.
If you're for Mica. Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm not familiar enough with it to answer
Mica,
that question.
that's very funny, Dan. That was a clever pun.
All right, you know what?
Mica.
All right, yeah, let's. I mean, basically, Mica is basic crypto regulations in Europe. It's gonna tighten regulations.
Yeah.
And so they're basically going through different countries right now and going to be tightening regulations on Mica, which it just has to do with classification of different digital assets. So, just to answer the question,
are they essentially asking like when most of the rest of crypto shits a bed when Mica is enforced?
Yeah, basically,
crypto is sound enough to be able to.
I think what they're saying. I know enough about Mica because we actually had to deal with it in when we were putting together, what Palm was going to be like. And making sure that it's compliant in different regions, and making sure that we're reminted, it's compliant with regulations. That's one of the reasons why we actually can't do it in the EU because of Mica, because of there's lack of clarity on digital assets in the EU. So, I think that. We could get USDC pairs on exchanges, obviously, but there's actually, there are other moving parts, I think, that are going to be in play. So but like the thing about Mica is that I think there's a few years until it really starts going into effect, and I think at that point there should be more regulatory clarity in other places of the world, so that you don't have to be confined to, like, say, one jurisdiction or a couple of jurisdictions to make your I guess decisions, financial holdings decisions and whatnot. So it could happen.
I think central exchanges are going to extract as much value. Oh, Cushy's battery died again. Damn it. Let me go here. I think central. This is a comedic AMA, isn't it, Dan? I think central exchanges are going to extract as much value as they can until they can't. And right now they can extract value with shit coins and hype and gray legal things. So they're going to do that until they can't. And when they can't, things that have sound monetary policies and practices are going to become, very attractive. Oops, I'll slide back over here. Perfect. And that's going to be the case when Ergo shines at central exchanges. But even that being said, guys, I fucking hate central exchanges. I'm a community member, by the way. I am not Ergo Foundation, so I can say I fucking hate central exchanges. And I can't wait for a day when fiat on-ramp comes to Rosen Bridge, or I can go to my local, not local, but I can go to my investment firm and put some of my investments directly into Ergo. Maybe they have a path. Maybe there's a consortium of Ergo whales that hold a wallet that they'll give access to for these kind of investment firms that will allow them to pull out of that and swap. So I think there are a lot more options in central exchanges for this stuff, and central exchanges have shown us that who they are and what they do. And I personally don't want to be part of that, but you know, they're important to a lot of people and to adoption, so it is what it is. But I fucking hate them.
Yeah. I mean, also, you know, Mica also has to do with technical standards as well. So, you know, like basically, how is the asset minted? How is the asset traded? How is the asset stored? Is it decentralized? Is it not decentralized? So there's, you know, I mean, all of it is not necessarily bad, but it's just going to be a lot more difficult to be compliant because there's a lot more details to go through to be compliant. Which is, you know, I mean, it's just like the thing about regulations like this is, like, for example, in Japan, right? Japan had, you know, the crypto spring, so to speak, right? When they said that Bitcoin is a currency, and so it's going to be regulated like a currency. It's like, okay, right. But then they said, oh, well, wait a second, but it doesn't exactly behave like cash or like the yen. So what do? How do we tax it? How do we do this? How do we do that? And so they started slapping on a lot of like just convolutedness and essentially suffocated the crypto spring in Japan. It's coming back now. They're kind of starting to think about it like, okay, wait a second, we kind of killed that, but that was a good thing. So they're talking about DAOs. They're talking about all this stuff. But it's still, you know, there's still, I was just in Tokyo last week, actually, and I was talking to the community over there, and they're hopeful about it, but there's still kind of, there's still this sour taste in everybody's mouth about that, right? And so kind of Mica, I mean, Mica could potentially be the same thing. And it's not necessarily all bad, but it's just going to be a lot tougher to launch something that is compliant in the EU. So yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's the USDC pairs have to do with denominations, right? So to the which currency denominated, and so again, it will have to. I mean, it's just kind of like one of those things. We have to wait and see how the practice, like how things are practiced, because I mean, just even looking at there's law firms that are actually specializing in MiCA regulation, right? And so there's several different tiers of MiCA regulation. And so you have to then, you know, spend a bunch of money on lawyers to make sure that, you know, you're building under a specific tier and that you're compliant with that tier. It's just, yeah, like I said, it's not, you know, it's going to be a lot harder than just like, you know, here's Ergo, here's the technology, fair launch, bam, it's in the world, you know. So yeah, it's well, we'll see how it plays out. All right, let's go to our next question. Yeah. So Luke is saying, yeah, technical issues like being able to censor or sanction certain people or countries. So yeah, so basically like things like clawbacks, you're going to have to put clawbacks and they're going to have to put blacklisting in there. I mean, it's kind of a mess. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, any rare Evo news? Will Greasy Sex be there? Is he going to be there, QX?
Last I heard he was going to be there, so we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna bring I'll bring the hot dog suit for him as well, so that he can wear it.
Yeah. We're getting the band back together. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's find one nice juicy question for Kushti. One last one. Aha. Okay. I saw Kushti mention blocks implementing Ergo's Idol-ICO's protocol for their chain. I did some research and they built a client to host your hardware for people to rent. Can Ergo leverage this? What do you think, Kushti? Can Ergo leverage that?
I don't think he's not here, Dan.
Oh, he's not there. Okay.
It's just his picture.
It's just his picture. Speak to me, oh Lord Kushti, my savior. Okay, speak to me through QX, please.
Oh, yeah. So from what I remember, BlockX implemented a form of Auto-Lycos, for their chain. So they built a client to host your hardware for people to rent. That is interesting. I don't know if you're talking about renting like hash rate, if that's what you're talking about, Bilbo. Is that Bilbo that asked that question?
Yeah, but I think isn't he talking about just renting the hardware?
The hardware to run a node or what? Or to mine? I'm not sure if you could specify there, Bilbo.
Yeah.
The client to host your hardware for people to rent. Interesting. So I mean that's not an unfamiliar thing for renting hardware for that kind of thing. Sigmanauts are actually Sigmining Pool is actually talking about how to do kind of futures with speculation and renting hash rate using NFTs. So the idea is that somebody could speculate and rent somebody's hash for a fee by just plopping an NFT in the wallet that they own, and then you'd rent the hardware. If that's what you're talking about, mining. So yeah, we can do things like this with crowdsourced miners. So not centralized miners, but miners that actually want to rent out their hash rate to other Ergo users for that. Let's say that you have some miners in a place where electricity is 3 cents a kilowatt hour, and somebody lives in an area that electricity is 50 cents a kilowatt hour. Perhaps you'd want to rent out that mining there, or that kind of thing, or buy a future in what you speculated or will be at that point. So yeah, there's lots of possibilities there. Mark the Shark and Canon are doing a lot of thinking on that and how that's going to work out. But we are definitely thinking about that if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about nodes, on the other hand, running the actual infrastructure, I believe, Dan, weren't you interviewing somebody last week that actually sells node hardware for one of their nodes specifically, whatever that was?
Last week.
It was a Zengate thing. It was you, Joe, and this guy from a company that sold these little towers.
That's right. Yeah.
So he sells hardware you just put in.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
I think it connects with like 6 other people, so your data is always copied to 5 other people, kind of thing. So I don't think that's more of a node thing. It's more of your data security network. But Sigmanauts talked about that as well, finding a small device, and I found one online for about $100 and some bucks. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. It's got like a 128 hard drive, and the idea was to buy a stack of them and just clone a Linux image to them, so that when you boot it up at DHCPs, you look it up just like you look up Umbrel, and you configure your stuff, set your wallet, and you go, kind of thing. So that kind of stuff is possible too for buying hardware for node running. But I think you're talking about renting mining hash, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's stuff. I mean, you can rent it now from when we started up the Sig pool, we rented a bunch of hash to test it out to burn through some blocks. But that's very centralized. I mean, it's peer-to-peer essentially, but you're using a centralized service. The way that we're trying to do it in the SIGs eventually will be more kind of direct peer-to-peer, where you reach out to a miner that's advertising by dropping some information into his wallet, essentially bringing you guys into a multi-sig contract where funds are distributed via trust of the contract. So that's our end goal there.
Burn some hash. Sounds
Burn
good.
some. There's different meanings to that phrase, Dan.
Yeah. It's a double. Okay, listen. I think we need to finish it up because Alex is turning black and white now.
Oh wow, he did turn black and white.
Yeah, he turned black and white. This is scary.
That's
It means
really
time is
interesting.
slowing down. Time is slowing down. We need to sign off. All right, guys. I think this is a good time to leave it off for this week. Hopefully, Alex will gain some color next week. One can only hope. Anyway, all right. A lot of really good questions this week. So thanks for that.
Several I didn't know. That was great, guys.
Yeah, and some that I actually even had it stomped, which was actually really cool.
Mhm.
Anyway,
6 hours, Dan, for your big announcement.
Yeah, a few hours left. That's right. Big announcement. And none other than MG Pi is going to tell you how it all works.
Oh, is he going to be live streaming this?
Well, he's not live streaming it, but he did make a video about how the tech is going to work, and that's gonna be out like an hour after the announcement.
That's really exciting.
So you're going to find out how it works and what it does, and it's really cool. But anyway, everybody, thanks for joining, and you know what it is. Same place, same time, same channel next week. And until then, this is Dan coming to you live from Japan, signing off.
Ciao, everybody.